Morning, folks. Hey, folks. Welcome to another episode of On the Court with First Coffee. My name is David George Smith. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone's having a good day. Still rocking the hot coffee with the hazelnut. Definitely a good, big fan of hazelnut. Also do the French vanilla sometimes. I like the almond milk. I gotta be honest. I like the almond milk. Sometimes you gotta watch your protein intake, your fat intake, calories, all that, and whatever. I don't know. I just go with what my doctor says and also with what the internet says. The internet says almond milk, or it says oat milk. Let me know what you think. The league starts tomorrow, so get into that. Get into the games again. On Friday, or pardon me, on Thursday, we sort of talked about the games that were going on tomorrow. Two amazing doubleheaders. You got the Rockets and the Thunder, got the Warriors and the Lakers. So nice Western Conference matchup Wednesday. You're gonna start the Eastern Conference matchups. Got a couple Western ones going on. They don't start at 11 p.m., which is nice. They start at 10 p.m. for people on the East Coast, so that's good. So yeah, we'll get into all those. Sort of talk about those teams. Right now, I wanted to get into. I did talk about on Instagram. I wanted to get people's takes, and I was gonna read them out on the show today. So I wanted to get those. I got a couple here. Picked a couple that I thought were good. So let's get into that right now. First one is the Portland Trailblazers will be a top 6 seed in the West. Sure. Sure. Why not? That's not a take that blows my mind. It's not a take that I think is absolutely bizarre. If the Portland Trailblazers made the 6th seed in the West, I don't think it would break the internet. All due respect. I appreciate you sending in the submission. It was dope. But they just gave Shaedon Sharpe an extension for 4 years. By the way, they have a solid team. Dame's back. Chauncey Billups I think he's a terrific head coach. So I think that they could easily make a 6th seed in the West, especially with what a dogfight the West is going to be. I think they could make a play. The 6-10, I think, is a very generous spot for them. So yeah, I would agree. They've got a lot of nice young guys. I would like to see them make a nice little playoff run, especially with Jrue Holiday, one of my favorite players. Dame has been one of my favorite players. Matisse Thybulle, former Sixer. Jrue Holiday, also a former Sixer. Got to shout out the former Sixers. Jeremy Grant, former Sixer. You know what? This team has a lot of former Sixers. So you know what? I hope the Blazers make. I almost said the Sixers. I hope the Sixers are a 6th seed. They should be much better than that on paper, but if they're healthy, which they aren't, that's a whole nother story. But with all these former Sixers, yeah, I hope the Blazers make the 6th seed. I hope they do better. Blazers might be my West team this year. They might be the team that I'm going to root for in the West, just because they've got Tease, they've got Jrue Holiday, they've got Jeremy Grant. These are all guys that were on the Sixers before. So, yeah, cool. Thank you for that submission. Let's see what else we got. We got Jalen Hurts can't throw a pass. Jalen Hurts can't throw a pass over 10 yards. So a couple things about this take. One, this is a basketball show. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback for the National Football League in the place for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think that this was entirely serious. I would rate this. Well, this is rage bait. I would probably rate this a B plus. You're gonna get a B plus for the rage bait. Excuse me. Jalen Hurts can't complete a pass over 10 yards. So, a couple things about this take. One, yes, it's a basketball show, so it's completely off the topic. Two, I'm gonna back this up too, even if I know it's rage bait, but you must have not watched the absolute amazing win over the Vikings yesterday, where he threw to Devontae Smith for a 79-yard touchdown and completed the game with 3 touchdowns, 326 yards, and went 19 for 23. So even if this wasn't rage bait, you're just wrong. So I'm going to demote the B plus rage bait. I'm going to demote that to a B minus, just because it's just flat out wrong. If you said he's overrated, or if you said he can't complete a pass over 30 yards, and maybe you would have been a rage bait. But yeah, you're going to get a B minus. I understand, because I'm a diehard Birds fan. Go Birds. I love Jalen Hurts. I think he's a great quarterback. I think people are way too harsh on him. He gets that Philadelphia treatment. He gets the McNabb treatment. He gets the Ryan Howard treatment, the Ben Simmons treatment. That treatment. Well, Ben Simmons deserved it, but there's always that one Philadelphia athlete, if you're a Philadelphia sports fan. And we'll get into this on the Floridians podcast this week with Luke. Shout out to Luke. There's always that one Philadelphia athlete that always gets that treatment. Ben Simmons got it. And B gets it to an extent. Ryan Howard, if you're a baseball fan, Donovan McNabb definitely got it. Where they're always the ones that get the short end of the stick as far as criticism after a loss or whenever there's failed success. But we'll get into that. That's a whole other topic for another day. Thank you for the rage bait. Jalen Hurts can't throw a pass over 10 yards. Just wrong. We'll give it a B minus, or maybe a C plus. I don't know. That's I wanted to see better rage bait. If I'm gonna tell you to do takes and you're gonna do rage bait, make it good. Make it good, please. I like rage bait. I think it's funny. I think it's funny, especially in the sports world, especially in the basketball world. I think it's hilarious. The whole Luka Doncic, Devin Booker thing. That's hilarious. There's a whole book of rage bait just in that situation. But I digress. Lastly, we have final take, which is the Knicks will win the East this season. Sure. Sort of a cold take there. They're stacked. They've proven. When you say win the East, do you mean just getting the first seed, or do you mean making it to the finals this year? Because if you're saying make it to the finals, that's a little bit of a hot take. I think they're still a piece away. I think their lineup's a little undersized, and that hurts me to say because they have a lot of Nova guys on the squad, and I'm a big Villanova basketball fan. I don't know. I think that they're just a little bit undersized to win a championship, let alone make it to the finals. They have a lot of great stars. I think they can easily win the East. If they get the first seed of the East, that's not going to surprise me at all. If they win 60 games this year, that's not going to surprise me. They're a very talented team. But I just think when you get into the gritty grind of the playoffs, I think that they could have a problem. They brought in Mike Brown. That's great. I think he's going to be great with these guys. He's a veteran coach. I think he's going to be great for the squad. I just think that they're a piece away from winning a championship. And I'm sorry to Knicks fans, but it's the truth. I think you're going to be disappointed this year. And that hurts me to say. I think Jalen Brunson's going to have a terrific season. I just don't know if I think other teams, especially, I think other teams can overpower him. I think I would take most of the powerhouses in the West over over the Knicks. But that's just me. That's just going to wrap it up for takes. Let me know. Thank you for submitting those takes. And probably post a little bit more of those. Follow me on Instagram. That's at D Smith Basketball. That's at D as in David, Smith, Smith, basketball, regular spelling, as if there were any other spellings to the word basketball. Let's get into some of the headlines. Kevin Durant signing an extension with the Rockets. Interesting. 37 years old. Signed a 2-year, $90 million contract extension yesterday. So this makes him the highest paid NBA player in history. His career earnings are 89 million. Excuse me. His career earnings are $589.2 million. Previous record holder was LeBron, who he currently stands at $583.9 million. And this is my problem with Kevin Durant. It's the highest paid player in NBA history in terms of career earnings. And all he has to show for it is 2 rings that Steph, Clay, and Draymond gave you. Whether you like it or not, folks, he's not winning those if he doesn't go to Golden State. He's not winning those if he doesn't go to Golden State. Whether you like it or not, folks. And the only other thing he has to show for it is an MVP from over 10 years ago. Sorry, but that's just the truth. You can't make $600 million over your career. Go to how many different teams at this point? OKC. You get Golden State, Brooklyn, now Houston. You can't go to and then not win anything and expect me to put you up there with Jordan and LeBron and Kobe, Kareem and Wilt. I'm not going to do it. He's top 75. I put a poll up on Spotify. Where do you think Kevin Durant stands all time? I know I sound like a Kevin Durant hater, but I mean this headline comes out and it says that has the most career earnings in NBA history, and I have to just talk about it. I'm like, well, what does he have to show for it at this point in 2025? You're 37, KB. Got to do something, man. You could easily prove me wrong, and I hope he does. I like his shoes. He's got some nice shoes. Like the 4s, the KD 4s are nice. 5s, the 6s. I had the 7s. I had the 7s and the 9s. I had the 4s. Yeah, but I digress. Let me know what you think about Kevin Durant. I know that he has a lot of fans, and I know I'm being very critical on him, but I want, if he is questioned why he isn't on that pedestal of being in the GOAT conversation. And I have to say, well, dude, Jordan, Magic wouldn't have, if Bird lost to Magic and vice versa, they never said, hey, well let's go team up and you would have wanted to beat him. Bird even said that. He said, I would have wanted to go I just wanted to beat him. And you might say LeBron did the same thing for Boston, but it's completely different. It's completely different. Absolutely. I'm not going to get into it at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you want me to, I will, but I'm just not going to get into it. I'm sorry. So I told you. That's the point. That's the beauty of having a solo show. You're always right. Now, let me know your thoughts. I know I dropped a lot of And Kevin Durant's a phenomenal player. I don't mean to be, I know I sound like a huge hater, but it's just, I expect a lot out of him, and so should you. So let me know your thoughts about them. The regular season starts tomorrow. 2 wonderful games. 2 great games. I'll be tuning into. We've got the Thunder and the Rockets. Then we've got the Lakers and the Warriors. Should be a good game. Sorry, I'm just making sure I confirmed. Yeah. So we got the Rockets and the Thunder, 7:30, and then we got the Warriors and the Lakers at 10 o'clock. I think the Thunder will probably win this one. They've got a great home crowd. You're gonna have the ring ceremony tonight, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's usually on the first night of the first home game. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. I think the Thunder will probably win this one. I think KD is probably gonna have a great game. He's probably gonna have 30 or so. So yeah, I think the Rockets will probably take this one. You got the Warriors and the Lakers at 10 after that. I think this game will be closer probably. I think the Thunder will probably win by I don't know if I made like a score prediction on the when I went over these games, but I think the Thunder will probably win by like 15 or more. And I think the Lakers and the Warriors will probably win. Whoever wins that one will probably be it'll be within 7 points, I think. And if it's 7 points, then it's really gonna be like a 4-point game, but they're shooting free throws, that whole shebang. So I think the Lakers will probably take this one. I think Luka's gonna have a wonderful game. I don't think that's a crazy take. I think Luka is probably gonna go off. Take a look at the injury chart for tonight. Take a look at the odds. Lakers are minus 115. Obviously, LeBron's out with his sciatica. So Luka, I think Luka's probably gonna have probably 35 or something, 35, 7, and 8, something like that. Steph will probably have the same, just with more threes. So both should be a good game. I don't know how much I'll stay up for the Warriors and the Lakers in my old age. It's hard to stay up for 10 o'clock game. Now they're starting at 11 o'clock, so that's going to be, forget about it. So yeah, looking forward to those games. Let me know your predictions about this season, about the games tomorrow. Let me know what you think about the Rockets. Let me know what you think about KD. What do you think about the Knicks? Do you think they can make it to the finals? Do you think they can win the finals? I still think they're a piece away. I still think they need just a little bit more height. I think they're undersized. That's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about that. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up today. Support the show on Patreon. I'm going to put the link to that in the description. You can follow us on Instagram at @DSmithBasketball. Same on Twitter. You can get the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one.